community.
The world famous Good Brothers!
Show me the light, good brothers.
Call me crazy, but I still love the brand new theme of the Good Brothers. I just love the fact that the big LG was on vacation, is on vacation. Everything was working perfectly.
I just love. There he is. He's with us. We had an extensive meeting. We fixed the big man setup. But he's on the road, so everything changes, you know?
He's on the road, and he immediately has production issues when we go live.
It worked great on Tuesday, though, right? Which, you know, is can't for saying.
It really did. But, guys,
Yeah.
it's Talking Shop Live, your favorite thing to do on Wednesday nights, post-Dynamite, kind of post-Dynamite, still going on with Dynamite, whatever it is. We've turned this into a thing. And, guys, I'm joined by one of my best buddies. He's turned into one of my best friends in this past year. He could probably be my son if I just didn't think about it. Hello, son.
I love that there's a tone that comes with one of my best buddies every time, that there's a sense of like shame in that, you know, like, oh, I guess that's where we're at now.
I guess Joe or Joe Holbert is one of my best friends.
Yeah.
It's a great thing. But he's been joining us on Talking Shop Live. I'm glad that he's part of the Talking Shop team. I'm glad he's morphed into one of my friends. I'm glad that I can message him at any time during the day, and he typically writes back.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that he can join us here tonight. Now, LG is backstage. He's here. And do we want to explain LG's situation, Joe, after last week? Or what do we want to talk about first?
Well, we're actually, believe it or not, this show may suggest otherwise, we're actually in a great place, right? After Finn Balor just read the riot act to the production team here at Talking Shop, we got our stuff, we had a meeting, we fixed it, and I am confident, this could age very poorly, but I am confident the big LG situation is going to be perfect moving forward. He's going to be great.
Yeah.
However, he's on the road tonight. And so, StreamYard, phone, on the road, it's an adventure, right? Anything could happen.
Sure. So I do like how you said that Finn Balor read the riot act live on the air, because he did cut a promo in a way that only Finn Balor can do.
True.
And he kind of nice, kind of not. He was, he was very serious about firing you. Of course, you were the one that he doesn't understand that without you, none of this even goes. None of this happens. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it has to be said too. You didn't do a great job of playing defense for your production team. You immediately went, "Yeah, I agree. Let's get rid of them. Let's get them out."
Yeah. I turned into a full blown chameleon and say, "Yeah, you're right. You're right. They absolutely need to go." Well, last week's production issues were so bad that we had to have a pre-show meeting. And I mean, that's something that we don't even, I mean, a day before meeting. And that's the kind of things that we just don't do because we always thought it was funny, kind of cute that we are so bad production-wise that, because we are one of the forefathers of podcasting. We just keep hoping people are going to give us a break, Joe.
Yeah. Just waiting for someone to just hand you out, right? Bring you up. Bring you up.
So we did fix, and we Joe under the bus, Holbert. I threw Joe under the bus, Holbert. That's pretty great. Yeah.
I'm a big fan of responding to the Finn Balor pod with, I'm waiting for someone to give us a break.
So I want to say this, too. One of our sponsors that we read last week that got us shut down, and we won't talk about it this week. It apparently got us shut down. Well, we got an email from that sponsor asking us, he said, I listened to the Finn Balor pod. It was great. As in, he listened to the Friday. We put it live, just the audio. And he goes, so I listened to the Finn Balor pod. That was awesome. Anyways, are you going to start doing the reads? And I had to go into this full email where he obviously did not listen to any of the other pods, right? Because we've been doing the reads. I said, listen, the one reason I read when I read your sponsorship on the YouTube, the whole thing got shut down. But that could be a conspiracy theory to other reasons, though, Joe.
It could be. It certainly could be. It was very funny last week. The show had settled down. The big man had kind of conceded defeat. You were interviewing Cross and Scholar. I stepped outside for a second. My friend texted me, the whole stream has gone down. I said, what did they possibly do in that time?
I was almost relieved when I saw that we were shut down. Even though we had the great, obviously AJ Styles as a guest was amazing. All of our guests have been great. Demolition Axe, Smash, Stevie Ray was incredible. I mean, we've had Nick Nemeth in here. It's been so much fun. But when you got Finn Balor, his match just gets announced on WrestleMania, or this is a big thing. And then you follow that right up with the hottest act outside of WWE or AEW, Killer Cross. I mean, then you get shut down. And then here we go. Big LG, talk to us, baby. Welcome to the live.
Great to be here on this podcast. I'm a guest now, host. Happy to be in the house. I can hear us in the other room as they watch it live on television. So I said, if I freeze, please turn off the television.
So LG, we wanted to say welcome back. You're no longer allowed to be a host on your own show.
Yeah. No, I quit last week.
That's it. Yeah.
It's just like when you quit, when you formed Cock Torturers. We're back now, right?
Well, yeah. Joe obviously took my spot. I'm okay with it.
Yeah. You feel Machine Gun try to create this big LG Holbert heat. You can feel it, can't you? It's just terrible.
Yeah,
terrible.
Now I have to delve back into the origins of Talking Shop and do my own offshoot Cock Torture podcast. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I've been reading a lot of books about causing heat between your fellow band members so that I can rise up to be the leader, and that's what I'm attempting to do.
Well,
yeah.
I have to commend you, though, because out of the Phoenix has risen, and you have finally, after all these years, you've been a great professional wrestler, a great promo, an underrated act in this business, but you finally have learned politics. You stepped into that chameleon role last week. You threw your friends under the bus, and you trudged on. So maybe finally you're going to get that singles world title run you so rightfully deserved for all these years, pal.
Nobody understands that I'm the one that sabotaged LG's feed last week.
and then you allowed our friend Ferg to kill off Joe Holbert so you could start the show.
He said, you got to fire Joe. I said, yeah, that's a good idea.
Good idea.
Listen, I'm a big fan of the King in Memphis, and what he taught us is you can only trust yourself to be on top because you know you're going to show up.
Yeah, it's true. Well, I want to take this opportunity to thank the team, me. No, but I want to take this opportunity to explain that me and Joe and Gallows, we came together yesterday.
We did.
And we attempted to fix this thing.
Yeah.
And we pretty much got it fixed. And now LG's on the road. He's in Maryland. Yeah. And he wanted to be a part of it because we need LG here. I mean, LG, this is Talking Shop for crying.
Well, I'm a pinch hitter these days.
It's true. It's true. But with LG, well, while we're here, we might as well talk to you.
Yeah, great.
I mean, we had an awesome
Interview me.
podcast. We had an awesome podcast drop this morning.
I've been doing a lot of great things all over the place. Yep.
Yeah, you have. Well, with that said, we had NWA last weekend in Dallas, Texas.
We did.
We have MLW this Sunday, and then holy moly, it's WrestleMania week, man.
WrestleMania week is insane. Normally, I read our schedule off of my phone. I'm podcasting from my phone, but I did count. We have 12 appearances WrestleMania week.
Of course.
And I know that Heel Emerson is very excited because before we get to MLW on Sunday in Charleston, South Carolina, I have a show about 30 minutes from him with my son in Blue Ridge, Georgia, called Obsidian Wrestling. And he said, I didn't know they had wrestling, so I'm coming. And I said, well, I don't know what to expect either, pal. We're in this together. And that launches us into our tour, into MLW, into WrestleMania week, straight into Pro Wrestling Noah, and we go on a world tour for the next 2 months. It's incredible.
Yeah, it's awesome. MLW this Sunday. We're excited to get to Charleston. Monday we've got a children's hospital visit with the MLW, which is on the real personal side. That's the kind of stuff that we love to have the opportunity to do to meet and hang with sick children that are fans of just going through stuff that they're going through. We like to do that. We're excited about doing that on Monday. And then we fly straight to Las Vegas, and it's just insanity, and it's WrestleMania. And I got to say, dude, we've got a big announcement confirmed, and it cannot be announced yet.
No,
we've got a big announcement brewing in our minds.
I need you to step into your chameleon role and confirm that one.
Don't worry, I will.
Awesome. Thanks.
Well, look, weird. Gallows' connection's getting messed up.
I don't know if you're serious or not. You're doing a great job with this clip.
Well, Joe, we appreciate you filling in, hanging out. We got Daniel Dominguez, always Domingo in the corner.
That's in the corner.
Deuce and Domingo.
That's me in the corner.
I mean, look what we've done this year, dude. We had ICP, we had Violent J, we've had Vince Russo a couple times, we had the phenomenal AJ Styles, we had the King of TNA, Frankie Kazarian, we had Hall of Fame inductee Demolition Smash, we had Hall of Famer, WWE Hall of Famer Stevie Ray,
Godfather,
the Godfather, Hall of Famer, Godfather. I mean, it's been pretty wild.
It's been wild. We're going to see a lot of those people on this WrestleMania week. We're going to see Violent J at our JCW debut at 11:59 p.m. Eastern, Friday night at WrestleMania week. I was talking to Violent J today, helping tie up some loose ends for JCW on our behalf. And man, I was looking. We're at the Texas Wrestling Cartel earlier in the day.
Of course we are.
We have WrestleCon. We're doing a comedy show. We're signing at Tom Brady's store in Mandalay Bay.
Yes, we are.
We're wrestling the Legendarals. We know them, kinda. We're wrestling those guys on Thursday. Yeah. We got a lot of stuff. I don't have it all in front of me, but it's an incredible week.
Well, D's one of our editors, on the Talking Shop team, the leader of his own gang at Lariato Pro. He is the hardcore champion because he helps edit the podcast. He could be our world heavyweight champion if they just do it for the next year. You know what I mean?
I get these updates from two sides. My son said to me, "Hey, Dad, I got a double shot on Cinco de Mayo." I said, "What?" He said, "Yeah, I got to see if Diesel let me go on first at this one Mexican restaurant so I can drive across town and go on last at this other Mexican restaurant." I said, "Boy, you're learning quick. I love it."
I was gonna say.
Well, did we say that we also we are going to go first for the Texas Wrestling Cartel on Friday, April the 17th in Las Vegas? Did we ask for that?
That's confirmed, but I don't know if you need to say why, old friend.
I'm not saying I'm 100%
Old friend.
not saying why. Let's say this, though. We saw that Finn Balor was walking to the ring. I saw him get his ass whipped by Dominic Mysterio and JD, and they beat him down. And my first thought was, well, that's good. That's great that JD didn't have to, I thought maybe Ferg would go to the ring and whoop his ass in 15 seconds and then get the push up. But they beat him down, and I thought, man, that's interesting. And, dude, how cool does Dominic look, though, bro?
Oh, my God. He's embraced heel Dominic so well in the last couple of years, and he gets cooler and cooler looking and more hateable, which I absolutely love. Somebody tweeted or Instagrammed a pic to us today, and it was Finn holding up a "Where's Doc and Carl" sign.
But there you go. Good.
It was really old.
Put that up on the Titantron, man.
I'm fucking Titantron at WrestleMania.
Yeah, man. And maybe Ari Emanuel sees it, man, and goes, "Bring the boys back, man."
Yeah, like a little friend in the comments, Kidney Omega, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So, and we wanted to say this: the Nature Boy Paul Lee's son, Peyton, right? He got a kidney transplant. He wanted us all to know that the name of his kidney transplant is Kidney Omega, and he wanted us to make sure we got that out there.
Kidney Omega. John Cena's biggest fan. He can't see him. Kidney Omega, ladies and gentlemen.
Demon Finn Balor is coming back at WrestleMania. It's going to draw lots of money. Ferg, Finn, listen, if you need some seconds, we'll walk down, babe. No problem. No problem.
No LNG production team will ruin it either. It'll just be you guys, right?
Yeah,
just be you guys.
You're part of our rider now. We have to have Joe or Joel Holbert in the back with us at all times so that there's no production issues.
That's worked so well so far.
But Finn was great on Talking Shop, though.
He was.
He was like open. He wanted to talk. He was excited.
Talking Shop fan.
Yeah.
It took me back to. Do you remember? This is now near 11 years ago when you did the pod with him at Full Sail.
I do. I remember that.
It's crazy. Like all that's happened since then, right? I had that vibe because obviously he's in, but he's doing this thing with you, and it just feels like you're listening to guys catch up. It's very, very fun.
Yeah, and think about it, like what a massive. It's pretty cool to see have AJ have come on, and have Ferg come on, have Finn Balor come on, and see these guys are massive superstars, and then they come in, and we just kind of forget that we're also massive superstars.
Yeah, that was definitely the conclusion we were going for there. Yep.
It's really interesting to see
what couldn't have said it better.
Yeah,
cool to see how famous our friends are, and that means that we clearly are as well. So,
obviously, I've been recognized all over town today.
Yeah, we appreciate everybody jumping in. We appreciate you guys coming in on Wednesday nights. We got a huge guest tonight, though. Bit of a surprise guest.
Bit of a delayed guest.
He's a bit of a delayed guest, but he was supposed to be here last week. He's a great friend of mine, and guest is a strong word. I just consider him part of the Talking Shop family.
He's part of the Talking Shop crew.
He's been on the Talking Shop. He's been on the podcast, the old school one. He's been on a couple times.
Now, before we bring him in,
I
have a question for both of you.
Okay. Me or Joe? Or me and Joe?
You and Joe.
Both, yeah.
Me or Joe or Joel?
In our Joe or Joel and you. Yeah. Did we overbook Talking Shop Live last week? I mean, we crossed a lot of interpromotional borders last week.
Yeah.
So
there's a lot of trouble. Yeah, double turns, swerves, all sorts. Yeah, there's a lot.
That's a great question. I'll answer.
Please.
I think I liked the way we went for it. I think it was like, dude, we got, Finn wants to come on. Let's have him on. And then we saw Killer Cross at the show we did in Chicago, and he said, let's do it. Let's do it this weekend. And it was like, man, why not double stack it? Like, I remember when we were at AEW, which this was really cool. And I remember people were critical of it, and then people were happy about it. And I was in the ring for it. And so I know that it was awesome. And you can look at it whatever way you want to look at it. But it was the main event of whatever pay-per-view it was on. Joe, you might remember this. But I think Adam Cole came out, right? Yep. He made his debut in the ring to a massive reaction at AEW. And everyone thinks, man, that's pretty awesome. That's the end of the show. And then Bryan Danielson comes out, dude. And it was double stacked up, which of course you could do those separate weeks. But I was thinking that when I booked Talking Shop last week, all right? That's the brainstorm I was doing.
100%. But that was all under one roof. We were really, really, really going for it. But that's our style. That's what we're going to do.
Yeah, we run hot. That's what we do. But what that does is that brings us to our guest tonight. I've known this guy for a long time. When I started in wrestling 26 years ago, when I walked inside Les Thatcher's Pro Wrestling main event pro wrestling camp, I met this guy, and he ended up becoming one of the best indie wrestlers during that time.
Oh yeah,
he turned into obviously an incredible worker, just actual wrestling, punches, kicks, all the stuff that I say I want to talk shit about. He's got all the good stuff.
Underrated look as well.
Underrated look. He looks great.
Amazing.
He can throw a hell of a punch. He takes a hell of a bump.
Great bumps.
And he's light too. He doesn't hurt you. Which most importantly that gives him a top 10 in my world. You know what I mean?
That's Machine Gun top 5.
Yeah. He didn't touch me at all. He doesn't touch you when he works. It's great, man. All right, guys. He's a great friend of ours. We just treat him like family in here. And Joe, have you met this guy besides just today?
I have not. I've been watching on television for a long time. We've never met until today.
Brewski, by the way.
All right, so when I bring him on, everybody silence for a second. So Domingo, let's see what Domingo has planned for him. Sound effect.
Come on, Deuce and Domingo, hit us.
All right. There we go.
Sure.
A little Jersey Shore in the house. I like that.
Community.
Comes right on with it. Oh, the Blade from AEW, everybody. All Elite Wrestling Zone, an original AEW guy.
Yes.
Year one.
From year one, from day one, from the get-go, I know him as Pepper Parks or Jesse. Here is the Blade. Thanks for coming on, baby.
Happy to be here, everybody. Community, everybody. Let's go.
Community.
You know, you're a big get in the Talking Shop world, man. We did Talking Shop back in my house in Cincinnati after a show.
Yep.
That we had at Bogart's in Cincinnati in my kitchen when
That
the
was
Bullet Club was running hot.
It was me, you, and Rocky.
Didn't
you
we
and Rocky.
also do one from Pepper's apartment?
We sure did, yes.
That was all of us, yep.
Yeah, I made an off-color remark. Never forget it.
Yeah.
It was misheard. It was a misheard.
I am
you have to go back in
Talking
the
Shop
annals
alumni.
of Talking Shop history to find it.
Happy to be here, guys.
Well, hey, how you doing, buddy? We know that you went through an injury. I know that how it is. Tell the people how you're feeling now.
I had my lower spine fused in September of 24, and I got cleared to wrestle again this past November, and my back's doing great. Things are good.
Yeah, and dude, we always say how incredible you are in the ring, and like I remember even back when I was in Japan, right? Like I was always attempting to try to get you in there, and like I would tell this or that. I remember talking specifically to Gato, who was booking New Japan Pro Wrestling at the time. Like, remember my friend that you saw? Like, he's good. Please bring him. And Gato would say, yes, I like him, but just not the right time. And I remember thinking, oh man, enough. You got to get him in. And I just think so many things missed here and there. And I'm just so glad that finally AEW picked you up, man.
And that's the thing, like, things worked out great. You know what I mean? So it's just, it's same. I mean, I wish back then I wanted to come to New Japan so bad. You did help me out. I ended up getting to do a tour of 01. That was a lot of fun in 2010. And then, things all worked out, man. It's been a great ride.
It's like timing, right?
We've got open with a wrestling open with you on our Kind of Wrestling podcast, because as soon as the boys come on here, I start seeing them as a fan, and as an interviewer. And I wanted to say this to you before, but we're always, telling dirty jokes to each other. But I really thought it was such an interesting pairing when you guys come to AEW and you get with the Butcher, and then when we come into AEW and I meet the Butcher and I find out what an interesting guy he is, because I didn't know his history. I don't know the history of the genre of music that he came from. I didn't know that he had such a big love for pro wrestling. I sat with him at a Delta Lounge for about 2 hours one day, and the guy knows wrestling A to Z. Such a neat dude and such a neat pairing. And I've never asked you this, so I want to ask you here. How did putting you guys together come about? And from an outside perspective, as a tag team guy who happens to like his partner, which can sometimes be really rare, you guys seem like you get along great too, which is imperative to have any longevity as a tag team, unless you're, I don't know, two brutal, selfish individuals, which we've seen in the past from others. But please.
The easiest way I can put it is I was a professional wrestler for 17 years. My main goal was I always wanted to, land a contract or something and become a professional wrestler for a living.
Yep.
I was independent, starving artist for 17 years.
Yep.
Then I started teaming up with Andy. It was the Butcher and the Blade was his idea. The gimmick was all him. And we got picked up in less than 3 years. So obviously,
I somehow missed that or forgot it, or we were running hot doing our own thing. So you guys came to AEW already an act?
Yeah. We've been out of the Indies for about 2-3 years.
I fancy myself as more of a historian than this. I did not know that you guys. So it was his idea. He came to you and said, "Let's team up and let's see if we can get a look," and then you put it together.
I think because I helped train him.
Okay.
Like he had got some training when he was like 19. Then he blew his knee out. Then the band started, so he went in that direction. But then he started training again in his mid-30s.
Okay.
I was helping him out. I mean, I could be wrong here, but I think it was my idea for us to start teaming up together.
Gotcha.
But then he's a very creative guy, and he came up with the whole Butcher and the Blade, the aesthetic.
The Blade works, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So it all worked out, man.
And I love your latex gloves. The history of Pepper and Gallows. You originally asked me about gloves, and then I saw you at an independent show just a few months ago, and I said you outsmarted me on this.
You had the tactical gimmicks.
Oh,
I went a little more.
I was so pissed off you thought of that, and I didn't. Damn it.
Amazon latex gloves. It's real creepy.
But Pep or Gil, it was like, I've come on here before and we say it a lot. Like, dude, you're the perfect example of don't quit. You know what I mean? Like you always say that. You just keep rocking.
Thank you.
You just keep rocking. You keep getting it going, and it's a lot of it's about timing, right? Like you obviously could have. And what if you would have gotten a developmental like you wanted, like we all wanted in 2001 or 2002 when Joe was like 3 years old, right?
Yep.
When Joe was in his father's eye.
Yeah. Joe was Joe was getting his little dirty diapers changed, man.
Joe,
you know what I mean?
We're trying to make it up the canal, man.
But if you would have gotten a developmental, then who knows what would have happened? And it's sometimes just like I told Bronson Reed, now that's on WWE Raw, just don't quit, man. You never know what can happen, man.
And that, to me, I think that's my story is just perseverance. Like I always told myself like I wasn't going to quit until I accomplished my goal, and I did it. It took 20 years, but I stuck with it.
You did it, and you got it, and you're still hungry to this day. We talk personally about all of our goals that we all still have, not left, but all the things yet to have been achieved. And I love hearing how motivated you guys are. And I love that Andy's motivated too, because I think you guys have like such a tremendous upside going forward in AEW and wherever else you expound, because you guys can, you have the freedom inside of those contracts to go out and explore all kinds of cool opportunities. So it'll be awesome to see what the next few years have in store, and it'll be awesome to see the Butcher and the Blade versus the world famous Good Brother.
The Butcher and the Blade versus the world famous. That's money in the bank, boys. That's an easy sell.
It really is, man. We'll do the job for you guys, no problem.
As long as it's within about 1,000 miles from Georgia, we can easily put you guys over.
Yeah. We don't do L's in Georgia. That's the problem.
Yeah. If we don't have the belt, we just take it.
Yeah.
Start promotion.
But Pepper, I want you please stick around for a second. We just got to read a couple things from our sponsors here.
No problem.
The future of erectile function is here. Blue Chew Gold is changing the way millions of men are hooking up in 2026.
Oof.
The new arousal boosting formula combines passion and performance into one tablet that dissolves under your tongue for super fast onset. No more waiting for a pill to kick in. No more moments ruined by performance anxiety. Just the results you want when you want them. Most ED meds only focus on blood flow, but Blue Chew Gold goes further by combining 2 ingredients for blood flow with 2 for mental arousal and connection. So you're not just physically ready, you're actually in the mood. This type of innovation is why Blue Chew Gold is the #1 brand in erectile function. Discover your options at BlueChew.com. We got a special deal for our listeners right now. When you buy 2 months of Blue Chew Gold, you get the 3rd for free with the promo code GOODBROTHER. That's promo code GOODBROTHER. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. And we thank Blue Chew for sponsoring Talk in Shop. Talk in Shop live, guys. Last week it was Finn Balor. This week it's the Blade. But you know what, Pep? I wanted to say this, though, because you did move to Cincinnati literally 26 years ago, right?
Yep.
Like, this is what's so different, I think, nowadays. Like, Joe, do you hear about people just moving across the country in England, or like what is the? It feels different now, doesn't it?
I think it's way different. Yeah, I think. I'm not certain of this, but that feels like something of yesteryear for sure, right? You don't hear the stories. Yeah,
because Gil, the Blade saw the same thing that I saw. He watched.
Right.
He watched True Life. I Want to Be a Pro Wrestler on MTV, and the True Life series was a big hit on MTV, and MTV was the biggest channel on television back then. And it followed Les Thatcher's wrestling school, and it also followed Triple H, and it also followed Tony Atlas, but it followed Les Thatcher's wrestling school. But when you saw that, though, Pep, was that? Did you just start thinking like, wow, this is like the only wrestling school I've ever seen, or like something like this? This looks so cool. I got to drop and everything and just go. Like, what was your thought?
So that was I had already visited the school.
Yeah.
Prior to when the MTV thing aired.
And what year?
98 or 9?
I moved in 99. I graduated high school in 98.
Wow.
I took a year off to save money and then moved to Cincinnati in 99.
That's
and that MTV special aired shortly before I moved. And me and Chet the Jet had gone, my best friend from Buffalo, we had already gone to the school to visit just to like see how it was and everything like that before. So when that MTV thing aired, it was like really exciting because we had already been there. We'd already seen everything. So when that thing aired, it was like, oh wow, we know these guys and we're going there. It was like really exciting.
That's awesome.
No,
it's
that's
like,
what's cool.
The social media era has kind of killed that because wrestling's so much more connected. Like,
oh yeah,
when we started, it was like I thought we have to be in the Northeast because that's where the good indies are. I'll just move there. I mean, I didn't have any connections. I just figured that's what you did. But now you don't have to do shit like that. So it's no knock on the younger guys. But when you were at Les Thatcher's, I've talked to Machine Gun about this. Again, it's something I haven't talked to you about. You're there, correct me if I'm wrong, you're there as WCW gets bought, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. The school
So you see this influx of these stars that we're in the same age group, have watched on television. Now, they're coming into your wrestling school, but now they're competing for these spots, correct?
Yes. So first,
eating potatoes that Holbert and I want to get to.
But first off, so I want Pepper to jump on this, but when I first went there in August of 2000, Les had just signed a WCW developmental deal.
Yes.
Hold on. In 2000, he signed the WCW deal.
WCW developmental deal.
Wow.
Yeah,
And
because we did a show. I don't remember where it was, but they WCW brought in all the young guys, the Natural Born Thrillers, Sanders, Chuck
O'Hare, Palumbo. Yeah.
all those guys came in and they worked some like HWA like indie shows with us before WCW got sold and then the WWE deal came.
And those guys are so young; they must have been hot shots, or thought they were, especially coming in there to the wrestling school league because they're on freaking Thunder. They're on Nitro.
Yeah.
Exactly. They're on Nitro, like they're gonna listen to like any of us.
I know. That's what's incredible about this. That's what I want to talk about.
Yeah,
Well,
no, I mean, you know,
He's
there's
already above
definitely some
average.
guys-
What else do you want from Mike Sanders?
Exactly. That's exactly how it was. Yes.
I've got a great story. So when they all came from WCW, I want Pepper to fill it in because he was actually there at that time. That's when I had my concussion. So I was trying to figure out what my world was all about. But WWE buys WCW, right? Then they send all the guys from WCW Power Plant up to Ohio to
like all the young
Cincinnati.
guys, yeah.
To the HWA, which is now a WWE developmental spot.
Hold on, I need to clarify all this because this goes into the timeline of shit I really want to know. So I didn't think about that. So WCW closes. Where does the power plant guys go? All to Cincinnati, along
Split them
with
up, right, Pep?
WWE developmental guys.
Basically, what happened was there was developmental in Memphis.
Yeah.
They closed that. So like Charlie and
Critical
Russ
health.
Hawks, Umaga and Rosie, like all those WWE
Boss.
developmental guys came to HWA, and then all the young WCW guys that they wanted to hang on to, like Shannon Moore, Jimmy Yang, like
Lash
all
LaRue.
Lash LaRue, all those guys from like television. They brought all those guys to HWA too. So it was like
What about Sean Meat Stasiak? He gets a lot of play on here.
he was there for a bit. Yep.
Is it fair to say that WCW guys that were coming over to get a new start had a different vibe to the ones that were coming from TV to work?
A lot of different vibes going on.
Like didn't Hugh Morris, my trainer in developmental later, Bill DeMott, come in as like a WCW guy?
I don't know if he was ever there.
Okay.
I could be wrong on that
Wow.
though. I mean, there was because they brought in all those young guys, but then they also like when guys were coming off of injury, like we got really lucky. Like Eddie Guerrero came, like Dreamer, like a lot of veterans would come too, like as trainers.
And you guys you're still an up and coming trainee just on the circuit. This got to blow your mind because now it's like I'm touching mofos and they're big stars too.
There was just so much going on at once, and at the same time, just HWA itself started running. We started running shows out of the school on Tuesday nights.
Okay,
it's called Tuesday Night Showcase. It was free.
I remember reading these results actually.
So it was cool to watch like the crowds like start growing.
Yeah.
Then they eventually started charging money, and then like we built that on our own, and then once like actual like TV stars started showing up, like those Tuesday nights were just on fire, man. It was a really fun time.
That's incredible.
Also, wasn't that a time AJ Styles started showing up there too?
Yeah, AJ because they brought in AJ for a tryout. There was I mean, like the amount of names that came through at that time. I mean, it's an unstoppable list.
Joe, you got to have something for this era, baby. What do you got?
I'm just fascinated by the kind of revolving door, right? Like turning up and wonder, he's not here anymore, and it's just like onto the day. I'm sure that happens a lot.
It's a blast to go back and look at those shows and like look at the cards and like some of the matches are just it's insane. Like, you got like HWA guys like Time Bomb and these guys versus like Tommy Dreamer, and like it's just the biggest mishmash of names.
Is it tough? You mentioned like someone like Eddie, stopping by to get back in ring shape. Is it tough to stand there and watch a guy like Eddie Guerrero get in the ring and be like, man, there's a long way to go in this journey, right? Like you're so new and you're watching Eddie Guerrero hit the ropes or whatever.
No, it was more of like I mean, Eddie was great, and I
Mhm.
I learned a lot from him. And you know, it like, I can't say, I never worked Eddie Guerrero in a match, but I trained with him. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like literally like got in the ring with him in wrestling, like did wrestling practice with Eddie Guerrero and like rolled around with him.
Awesome.
It's incredible. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the
And
way.
you were ready. Like you were ready at that time, like just about to pop, about to bust out. I remember you saying during that time, it was like, they're bringing these guys. They were the WCW, the power plant guys, or the
Yeah.
guys that they had on developmental contracts. And so they're trying to be noticed there, right, at Les Thatcher's school. And Les Thatcher's reporting back to WWE what he's seeing, right? But then also you got guys like Ray Steele, Chet the Jet Jablonski, Pepper Parks, like
Matt
you said,
Stryker.
Time Bomb, Matt
This
Stryker.
next crew
They're
of guys
also,
with Indie Buzz, right? 100%.
and they're
Yeah.
trying to get noticed.
Yeah, so you had the HWA guys like us, like trying to get noticed and trying to get deals, and then you know what I mean. It was just a really crazy it was just a really crazy time.
An insane political environment, I would imagine.
that I was not prepared for at 20 years old at all.
Yes, of course not. That's that's completely thrown.
I do want to touch on like to what you guys were saying earlier. I do want to touch on this, and as advice for like young wrestlers and stuff like that. Like I'm really glad that I moved away from home to go to wrestling school.
Yeah.
Because like when I do seminars and stuff now, I try to teach guys like, hey man, like you're going to be working indie shows on the weekends. You're going to miss a lot of weddings. You're going to miss a lot of birthdays. You're going to miss a lot of family parties. And moving away from home, I eliminated all those distractions. Like if, I think about it, like if I would have been home in Buffalo and there would have just been a lot of that stuff. And I'm really glad I took it seriously and I went somewhere else. And that was Les Thatcher was really good about that. Like he knew the guys, especially the guys that moved away from home to come train with him, like he was on your ass. Like if you didn't come to practice, he was calling you. Like he was really on top of that stuff. And it was a really good formula that we had.
Well, when you have nothing else to back it with, there's no other way to really truly prove you're serious unless you make a full-blown commitment like that.
Yeah. Exactly.
You have nothing else to stand on wrestling wise. You can say, "Oh, I was a good athlete," or I was a good student. Well, no one believes or gives a shit. It's pro wrestling. But if you make that commitment, that's your okay. Here we go. I'm at your.
And another one of my favorite like Les Thatcher like HWA stories is like as far as commitment. It was like kind of talked about throughout the school. Like if you you've been training for a while. If you got an actual pair of wrestling boots, Les took you way more seriously. It was,
but I 100% get that, man.
Me too.
I swear, like I'm watching my son right now, and I see him when we go to some of these regional shows and stuff, and like we come from the indies, so I get it. But like you can still tell, like even in a show where he's doing it in front of 30 or 40 people. The guys, and not everybody, you start out, you're broke, you can't afford it. They made a sacrifice to have a good pair of trunks and a good pair of boots. And I was on his ass right out of the gate, like, you need a ring jacket, you need a ring jacket, you need a ring jacket. Well, Dad, what do you care about a ring jacket so much for? And I'm just like, I just remember hearing Jeff Jarrett say, if you're a nobody, but you walk out looking like a star and you got this jacket on, they might not know why, but it clicks in their mind that you're different than the rest of them. It's the same thing, right?
And I remember, hearing all this stuff from Les about looking professional and, knowing that once you got a pair of boots, that's when he would start talking to you about possibly having your first match, that kind of stuff. And then, when we would do shows outside of the HWA, sometimes you would be in a locker room and be like, wow, I'm the only guy here with like actual gear, actual wrestling boots. Like everyone else just bought their stuff at Dick's Sporting Goods. Like, yeah, I can kind of see what Les is saying.
Isn't that a funny thing? Because one night you're in a locker room with guys that are just in sweatpants, and the next night you're with the stars of Nitro.
It's a wild.
That's wrestling.
And that was like a little Butcher and Blade stuff. Like Andy was going through that. Like when Andy first started doing like indie stuff, he was just wearing like a cutoff T-shirt and some jeans and like some wrestling
He's
shoes.
a fan guy though, so I could at least give him the pass, I guess.
Yeah, but he was being, they would just bring him in as the music guy, and he would it was the same thing every time. He'd be brought in as the music guy.
You're Van
He would
Ham.
do a promo. A wrestler would come out and say, "Hey man, you're in my world now," and then Andy would like choke slam the guy through a table. And I told Andy, I was like, "Dude, I'm telling you, get wrestling gear, get actual boots, get actual tights." And he tells the story all the time. It changed a lot for him.
100%. And he looks like such a cool wrestler. He's on my cool looking wrestler list.
Absolutely.
He has like the old school vintage
Ass dude.
Yeah.
pro wrestler look down, man. Stan Hansen, Terry Gordy, all that stuff.
Yeah.
He's an action figure. Both of you.
Well, that's what is so different now, though, because it's perfect though to tell people, Blade, the Blade. It's like, what's your dream, dude? Because we moved to Cincinnati, we lived in a shitty apartment, we had a shitty job that paid bills for our apartment. We went to wrestling school 3-4 times a week, and we wrestled on the weekend. And that was it. There were no other time for other things. It was like, let's drop everything and go for what we want to and go for what we dreamed to do, and that's what you did.
Yeah, that was and to go back to HWA, like once things advanced and we got the WWE deal, all the WCW guys came in, like we started running like a lot more shows. And for me as like a 20-year-old kid, it got to a point where it was like, dude, I don't have any time to wait on tables at Ruby Tuesdays. Like, I gotta make some money. It was a hard balance.
Yeah.
I remember when Chet the Jet, who is the Blade's best friend from like childhood.
Yep.
They came to Cincinnati together. They shared a car. Okay.
Yep.
And the Blade, like, let's just say 5 or 6 years into this friendship or whatever it was, the Blade was like, I gotta have my own car, man. And like,
hold on, you guys
he got his own
for 5 years.
Yeah, right, something like that. And dude, he got his own. And man, the Blade got his own car, and Chet the Jet, he did not like that, man. He was calling me on the reg, man, saying, "Dude, the Blade wants his own car, man. What is he thinking, man?"
How long did you guys share a car?
To our credit, me and Chet the Jet, best friends since 4th grade.
Sure.
Yeah.
Moved to wrestling school together, but shared a car. So I mean, we literally opened our eyes and ate breakfast together, went to the gym together, worked at the same job together, went to wrestling practice together.
That's so much more intense than a full-blown, full-time stay-at-home marriage is.
It was, and again, I was not prepared for it at 19 years old, and it was like, holy shit.
I don't know. I thought you married Chet the Jet today.
By the time they were 25, the Blade was like, "Dude, I got to get my own car," and Chet the Jet wasn't having it.
When we got separate cars,
He wasn't ready for the separation.
it was
Yeah.
It's like when you and your wife get 2 separate bathrooms. Like it was just like, holy shit, man! It opened up a lot.
Dude, Chet would call me and talk. Chet would call me and talk behind the Blade's back. He'd say, "Dude," he'd say, "Dude." He'd say, "Dude, man." I'd say, "What's up, Chet?" He said, "Bro, the Blade he got his own car, man. Like, what? I mean, like, what's he thinking, dude?" And I'm like, you know me. I'm probably going, "Yeah, that's fucked up."
That's definitely what you're doing.
You were chameleoning it up.
One of my like,
thank God I got my own car. You go, thank God.
Yeah.
one of my favorite, like, just being broke, being in wrestling school stories. Me and Chet are sharing a car. We're 19 years old. We have no idea what we're doing, moving away from home.
Sure.
One of the nicest things we had was the car that we had a CD player in it. In 1999, that was a big deal.
What was bumping the most in there?
Never locked our doors, so the CD player got stolen immediately. So
when you're sharing a car, why lock the doors of said one car?
it got to a point where we would drive wearing we would have like a cassette player with headphones, and we would wear them separately and listen to the radio, and we would literally like hit each other and be like, yo dude, there's a good song on like 104.1, like change the channel, like with our separate headphones on. Like that's where we were at.
Roby, who Chad knew in our youth, would say he didn't need new windshield wiper blades. Then he would drive like Ace Ventura with his fucking whole head out the window as the rain hit his face. And I mean, you could just get some new blades, and he goes, "I don't need them." Blades.
You just had to figure it out, man. We just figured it out.
But I saw, so they watched the True Life MTV show, but then I also I watched the 2020 special that followed Dean Roll, Shark Boy, Goldberg, and they followed Pepper Parks, or they followed the Blade and Chet the Jet from Buffalo to their first days bumping it at Les Thatcher's Main Event Pro Wrestling Camp.
Dude, that's gotta make it like we're on the way to making it all the way right out of the gate. It's like when I went to Tough Enough, I go, well, I'll probably be Intercontinental Champion in 3 months.
Of course. Dude, getting that phone call from Les, like I said before, I graduated in 98, took a year off to save money. I'm delivering pizzas.
Sure.
And I get a phone call from Les Thatcher saying, hey, when you guys move here, 2020 is doing a special on the school, and they specifically want to do a segment on you and your friend that are moving here because they want it, that was the idea, like, a story about guys that have been doing it for a while, guys that just start, and then, 2 guys that are just getting started. Like, was again, this is pre-internet, this is pre-social media, pre-smartphones, all that stuff. It was wild, man.
Yes, and like my mom said, my brother did record that for me because he knew that I wanted to go to wrestling school so bad. But the reason was I tell that story because I watched the Blade and Chet the Jet bump over and over and over and over, right? So I would practice taking those bumps just like on a mattress, and I'm thinking I can do this shit, But then I watched the 2020 special with them two so many times, that they were famous to me. So when I got to Les Thatcher's Main Event Pro Wrestling Camp, I was like, those are the guys. Like that's them from that show that I watched. Then we became friends and we went out one night. I remember we were going to go out one night to this place called the Cell Block in Cincinnati.
Would you guys do a little mini golf and have some whole milks?
No, we didn't. We went to a club looking for what we were looking for. I don't know what we were doing either. I don't think we knew what we were doing. All I know is I thought they were going to be recognized left and right, and not one person turned their head and looked at them. I couldn't understand it. These guys not know what the hell's going on here. Like these are the guys from the 2020 special that played 6 months ago on this one Saturday night.
You guys are way more over than celebrities.
I just thought at least one person would recognize them, right? Like, an 8-minute special from 2020 that I watched 900 times.
I remember you told me that. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Over, you and I are going to do a deep dive on whatever happened to Matt Talagia.
We may have to. Yeah, we got a lot of deep dive, not today. Right?
I got the shoulders in the eye.
Oh yeah.
So when we visited the school, that guy from MTV was visiting at the same time.
He had to be such a blowhard.
He didn't have a car. And Les specifically asked us, hey, will you drive this guy around?
That guy didn't have a car. He acted so cool.
He was the most annoying individual you could possibly imagine.
Well, you could
Shocker.
And then, me sitting home in Buffalo, this special airs. I'm like, holy shit, that's that guy that we were like at the school with.
That bastard from that special.
I remember at one point, I was, we're visiting the school. We got this idiot with us. I'm driving, Chet's in the passenger seat, and he is like in between and just talking to us, like in between the seats, and would not stop talking, which now I understand because he was high on drugs. I didn't know that back then.
That makes a lot of sense.
I remember at one point, like Chet got so frustrated, he just put a CD in and cranked it up all the way to the max, like in the middle of this guy talking. Like
That's how we cooled people off in the '90s. Turn your CD up all the.
that was the move. Yeah.
Joe or Joel, you wouldn't know about that, but if you got that car, what happened to you?
Just
I'll take your word for it.
Crank it up and shut up, dude.
Joe, have you seen the True Life I Want to Be a Pro Wrestler?
I have, not in a long time, but it was a regular topic back in the original Talking Shop run, so I saw it back then. Yeah.
Okay.
It's great.
Because it's such a, I think that I wish any wrestlers now coming in, I think guys that come into NXT, they probably have no clue about it.
Yeah.
Could
And that
watch
stuff's
something
always
like
great,
that.
right? Where it's like
Oh,
all
man.
angles of wrestling. It's always fun.
Yes.
You got they follow Triple H in China. It's wild.
Yeah.
And Beyond the Mat, got to see him.
Beyond
Yes.
that is
Beyond the Mat is incredible.
Beyond the Mat to me was like, well, I don't know how to get in, but if I watch this every day, I'll figure more out.
I'll learn wrestling. Like Allegra, the same thing. Like you were talking like how watching me and Chet like take bumps.
It's
Same
incredible.
thing. We watched that 2020 special and stuff. Same thing. We were just like, oh, if I just watch this, I'll like learn wrestling.
Yeah, that power plant special too. I was like, if I keep going through every piece of this part, I'll kind of know what to do.
Yeah, like I think I
wonder if any of that mystique still exists, because like everything now is so highlighted on socials, right?
I
Like,
don't think it is, and I think that's kind of why like this sounds like such an old brother thing to say, but I think that's why like I don't know if you guys agree with me because you guys saw really, really, really big stars really, really quickly, and you did bigger shit really quickly. But I was doing low level stuff.
yeah.
Like I would walk into a locker room a year in, and there'd be somebody who'd been on WWE 10 years ago that was on the show, and I'd still be like, "Oh shit!"
Yep.
All right, you're a wrestler now.
Yeah.
But I'd be like, "Whew."
Yeah, but like
Duke the Dumpster is here. I mean,
Right.
look out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, hold on. You're talking to a guy that jumped on the Rock's car, when
Yeah,
he was.
I did. You know that, Joe? Or Joel?
I sure do. Yeah, I sure do. Flesh of the eyebrow, right?
15 years old, yeah. And I mean the force that I was slammed to the ground with. I also ate a spear from that really jacked 1990s.
Oh, the backwards hat.
Yeah. I ate a spear from him.
Yeah.
Why did you eat the spear?
And Stone Cold was walking with Deborah, and he had a beer on top of a beer, and I go, "Hey, Steve, I'm your biggest fan." I just took off toward him, and I just got cut.
Oh, that didn't work out. That's weird.
What were you gonna do?
Hang out with him all night. I figured they had a Lincoln Town car. There's room for me.
I just become a superstar.
I love that you yelled out first and then ran.
My dad, let's drink them.
Here I come.
Well, Blade, how long?
Another brother that I met years later and told him the story that he was the one who cut me in half with a spear, and he goes, I do remember that. That was in Pittsburgh. I go, yeah, you probably did. You were running
It was me.
40-yard dash.
Well, dude, but Gallows, you say that, but a year and a half in, you were working the Undertaker on SmackDown or something, wasn't it like that?
No, it wasn't. I started in 2002. I got signed in 2005.
Oh,
But in 2006, I wrestled Kane on pay-per-view, so that's 4 years in.
I mean that's
Yeah,
not
That's
bad.
insane. That's insane.
Okay, but 2 years in, I couldn't even believe Ricky Morton was talking to me. That's what I'm saying. I went from like sitting in at the King of the Ring doing this to wrestling Kane on pay-per-view.
Within 2 years, yeah, that does make sense.
Wild.
That's why I'm walking out there and I'm like, I'm gonna shit my pants for sure.
It is.
I would have.
It is something really interesting, isn't it? When I went to New Japan, and I'd had the chance to meet some pretty cool guys, but when I went to New Japan and I met Baldo, right? So when I teamed with A-Train, and that was kind of trippy. And then Val Venus came over, and then I'm on the bus with Val Venus. And it's all the beginning of my career started. In 2008, I'm finally getting a run, and you start getting around guys. And then Tajiri gets booked. And all that stuff is so trippy when you start to see these guys that you legitimately looked up to. I mean, your whole childhood, your whole high school, all of your college, all of the time you're trying to be a wrestler. You want to be where you're at there. And then all of a sudden you're in the same room, in the same ring with these guys. It is really trippy stuff. Even when we started in the WWE in 2016, and I remember Cena cutting a promo walking down, there was just some cool moments where it was like, this is pretty cool that we're doing this and it's here.
But you know, when you're really young though, you don't understand the position of the guy seeing you.
Yeah.
Now I understand the position of those guys seeing me. And I didn't understand it because I was like, you know, I do like the fake Kane shit. And then they're like, okay, you're not going to be the fake Kane. You're going to go back to your old gimmick. Well, then I go to TV and I'm working Val Venus in a dark match. And I'm thinking, like, he's got to be so pumped for this.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to fucking love this dark match. I got these cool ideas for my.
Yeah, he definitely wants to work really hard.
Make his dick at me. It's going to be amazing. Like, he's going to be so receptive to all this. But Val Venus has been in the system for 15 years. He's probably a little pissed off. He's in the dark match with the young kid, which we all know where that takes you. I've been there. And I'm just, you know, going, you're not pumped that you're going to miss your splash off the top, then I'm going to hit you with my finish. 1, 2, 3. Let's see how great it can be.
Let's have a good match.
23, you know what I mean? I don't understand. I'm just like, we're not all just happy to be here. And then you understand. I remember I thanked Kane so many times, and he goes, stop thanking me. I didn't do it for you. And I go, what do you mean by that? And then 10 years later, I go, well, of course not. He did it for him, for fuck's sakes. That's what we're all doing it for, really. But you don't understand when you're so young, you get thrown into that. Like, well, geez, those guys weren't as excited as me. Well, Val Venus is probably like, why should be the fucking champion? Why am I wrestling this dipshit?
I kind of went through the same thing, you know, when all those guys got brought into the HWA from WCW and WWE and all that stuff. Like, all of a sudden, it's like, it was a learning experience. Like, oh, guys don't want to sell for you and guys don't want to put you over. And it was like, it was a very, again, at 19, 20 years old, it was like,
you're going, well, why not?
This is a different side of the business I didn't know existed. You know what I mean?
Oh, when you miss your splash, you can feed right up into my finish. Are you excited for that?
Yeah, perfect. I mean, it works. Oh, you don't want to do that? Why not?
It's choppy stuff. I can hit it really good.
Oh, you just want me to roll you up? Okay.
Come on. They want to see my finish, clearly.
So aren't you going to be excited to miss your frog splash, and then I'll hit you with a DDT and pin you 1, 2, 3? That'll be great, right?
And then we'll go back and see if I'm going to get a push or not. You're not? Oh, weird.
How are you not excited for this? I don't understand.
Jeez, Mr. Venus.
So we're gonna hit you with the magic killer, right? And 1, 2, 3. Like that's the way to finish it. What do you mean a roll up? Why has it changed to a roll up now?
Hold on, what happened?
What happened?
You don't think magic
It
was
was
a cool move? Obviously, man.
I thought you'd be just as excited to lay there 1, 2, 3 in front of the whole world. Like
Then we can do
I
this
was
over
just
your
as
head.
excited to lay there for you 1, 2, 3.
You got this cool pose too. We'll do that while you lay there. Is that okay?
Listen, I'll take the brogue kick 1, 2, 3. Maybe next week you eat a magic killer. You know, 1, 2, 3.
That's
What
all
do you
I'm
mean
saying.
no?
Take it easy.
You're not seeing it the way I'm seeing it.
Some things just doesn't. You just don't get as excited about things. You think other people would get more excited. You know.
Now shake your hips, do the towel, miss the splash, I'll hit my finish. It'll be awesome.
Yeah.
No one knows who I am. Not one person in here.
My kids don't mind watching me get pinned. You know, maybe they'd they'd be happy to watch me pin somebody too. You know, what do you think?
Call me crazy.
Yeah.
But
No,
I'm
you don't
telling
want that.
You're a
No.
kid, you just go, you see it so differently. And then now I think of those guys, they're probably like, this fucking idiot.
So LG, you're in Maryland with the parents.
Yes.
Are you guys
People are
hunting?
still out people are still out in the next room watching this live.
That's incredible. Your family's so supportive. I
think it's just the kids now. You know, maybe Bethany's having a wine. I don't know. I haven't been out there.
yeah. Well, your parents are really supportive, and look, my mom even watches us do this.
Your mom commented. I interrupted you during a rant here a minute ago because Raina said something about Brett, your brother.
But
That's awesome.
It's incredible to have supportive people around. We appreciate everybody here. You know, we got such an amazing fan base and the Good Brother crew, the Talking Shop world, the Falcons Nest. The Falcon Sauna. I mean, all the things that we've got here.
I mean, I'm looking right at a sauna right now in this room.
Catch a sweat.
But Blade, as we wind you down, baby, what an incredible hour you sat in here with. Thank you for this.
Thanks, guys. I'm happy to finally be on here.
And you've been getting out on the road a little bit because, as an AEW guy, we always thought that's so cool that Tony and that world allows their athletes to go do stuff, which their wrestlers do other shows. And so we've seen you out. We've seen you on the road a couple times. And dude, are you out there rocking and rolling or what?
Yes. Do you guys mind if I actually plug a couple dates here really quick?
Plug away, baby.
Everything.
Just PayPal me after.
Friday, April 17th. You can catch me at C4 Wrestling in Ottawa, Ontario, Canada.
Nice.
C4 is absolutely my top 3 indies. The rabid crowd, just super fun.
Awesome.
April 17th, and then Saturday, May 2nd, I'll be at Chem Valley Wrestling in Sarnia, Ontario, Canada. And I'm also doing a seminar before that to train pro wrestlers of all levels. So come out and see me, and let's have a good time, everybody. Hope to see you soon.
How do we find you on social media? How do we sign up for said seminar? Give it to us, baby.
Just check my Instagram at The Blade of Buffalo, and that's all your information right there.
Holbert, do you have any questions about WCW guys before we let the Blade go?
Well, I don't have a WCW question, but I do have a question that it feels like me being I have to ask, because the Butcher and the Blade are a big part. There's an AEW history piece that I think it feels right I ask.
Okay.
The very first team to wrestle FTR and AEW was Butcher and the Blade.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it rocked. It was in an empty Daly's place because we're in the midst of a pandemic.
That was just wrestlers as fans. Yep.
Yeah, I'm fascinated by that experience. That was a pretty wild time.
When I was just in Tampa last week, and me and Chet the Jet actually watched that match together. That was me and Butch have had some good ones in AEW, and I would put that, we were FTR's first match. I would definitely put that in our top 5. That was also for me personally. That was Daly's place. That was AEW's home during the pandemic. It's an amphitheater, so it's outdoors in Florida. I remember we were the opening match, and the sun was still up.
Whew.
And it was summertime, and that was hands down the hottest match temperature wise I've ever had in my entire life. Where I remember when the match ended, being outside of the ring selling, and I could just feel my legs
Jeez.
just me and Dax started, and we just did a couple lockups and shrugged off. And I remember I was like, oh boy, that was a good one, man. That was that's one of my favorites.
Am I right in saying too that coming out of the pandemic, when they go back to Daly's, you get to work with Christian? That was at Daly's, right?
That was for me personally. That's probably one of my top 5 favorite matches I've ever had. That was me and Christian as singles, and that was we actually had fans at that time too.
Yes.
And I remember just having a hard time during the pandemic and all that stuff, and then having that match with Christian and feeling fan reactions again and stuff. I remember I was using brass knuckles at the time, and I did something where I ripped the turnbuckle off and I had brass knucks on, just hearing the fans and the crowd and the heat. It was that was a real big one for me. Thank you.
I want to say most people know this, but I've noticed that a lot of people don't. Is if you've seen me, I still use it. I still do it. I mean, I still do the second rope and top rope neck breaker. I still do it from the top. I'll hit it on someone and it gets a massive reaction. I just did it at center stage for MLW, and it was awesome. And dude, I mean, it's safe to say that you were the inventor of this, correct?
Top rope neck breaker.
Yeah, and as a man with a fused back, it's all yours.
What an
It's all yours, Phil.
Yeah.
Looking back on my finisher used to be I would jump off the top rope and just take the biggest possible back bump I possibly could.
Yeah.
So I had to cut that out of my repertoire eventually.
For
But
sure.
yeah, I remember originally me in Vegas, Sean Singer kind of came up with it. I originally started doing it off the second rope as just like a little cutoff kind of guy. And then I got the idea to do it from the top rope, and it was like, yeah, this is like a pretty cool finisher. And I don't Jimmy Yang stole it a little bit in All Japan, he told me. And besides like me, you, and him, I think that's about it.
I think it's just such a big bump. I mean, I'm fortunate that I've hit it on guys like Shinsuke Nakamura, Tanahashi in some big matches and got some big reactions out of them. I hit it at the Tokyo Dome. I've hit it at on Raw. I've hit it on it's badass, but that move only gets hit when the lights are bright, Daddy.
Yes.
Well, you'll love this, Blade. Machine Gun and I are working New Day, and it's hotter than hell. And I pick up Woodsy for a power bomb, and he hits the most gigantic top rope power bomb neck breaker ever. And I'm like,
do the power bomb, the combo.
What a great tag move that is! And then the next week I'm trying to call it in the house show. And he goes, "You're not the one taking the fucking bump." And I go, great point.
Yeah, no more of that. It was lucky enough to get it on Raw.
Just a quick shout out. I've actually done that before. That neck breaker powerbomb combo with Brody Lee, R.I.P. brother, on an indie show. That was a big one. Yeah, so it's cool that you guys did that together too.
Dude, I'd love to. We'd love to have you on for our Brody Lee memorial. We haven't been able to bring ourselves to do it yet.
Oh, please, that'd be awesome.
We've been waiting on our Brody Lee and Wyndham memorials because we know we're gonna just cry the whole time. So,
I mean, that's a big.
How long it's gonna take to get there?
I am more than proud to be a part of that, and I want to shout out Tony Khan and AEW. That Brody Lee AEW tribute show was one of the best tribute shows of all time.
Yeah.
People can say whatever they want when they start critiquing, but when you look at the best memorial show and the best retirement, if you're not putting Tony Khan and AEW in there for Brody and then for Sting, like I don't know.
That's a good call.
Like something.
Yep. Very good call.
Dude, we look forward to seeing you back on television. We look forward to seeing you back on the road. And we look forward to seeing you back on Talking Shop. That's for sure.
Oh, yeah.
I'm excited, boys. It's good to be here.
And because the chat loves you, we love you. And thanks for coming in, babe. As soon as you get out of here, we're going to start talking about you. So let's get them moving.
Love you, boys.
We love you, dude. Thank you for hanging out.
Of course.
I could talk to him forever.
I know. Dude, that's the great Pepper Parks. I wanted to get into the fact that he was like our first friend that got in like the PWI 500. He was like, of course, he was the very last 500, but like that was the really cool number.
Yeah.
And like you could see his rise. Like he was like a chosen one in the HWA 2001 world because he was so good. And then there was just so many political ramifications going on during that time that things went here and here and here. But he just the thing like we say is don't quit, man. And he's just he kept rocking, baby, and he turned into how long has he been with AEW now?
I mean,
6 years deep.
Yeah, he's a year one guy, so he has 6 years, over 6 years. Yeah.
Oh man,
he's one of those guys that I would put in that list that I'd never seen him before live, or maybe even a picture of him. But I knew him and could follow him because it was like pre-internet. They were magazine indie stars. And he was always in the top 10 and he was always in the results. And I would go like, I'll see that guy one day. He's going to definitely make it. Pepper Park was in there. And those, year 2000 and then HW, like all that shit he was saying. That's why I'm so interested in it, because I was like, height of fandom, height of getting in. And these guys, I'm like, how are these guys wrestling the guys on Nitro? Blew my mind.
Then he makes it with a different gimmick too. Like
that wrestling generation is a fan.
Story of perseverance and never giving up. Like that's somebody that you can pattern your life after.
Absolutely.
He believed in himself and it came true.
As a fan, that wrestling generation is always fascinating too, because for so many guys. There's just this like one show in town in the States, pretty much, right? Like there's more complicated than that, but generally speaking, that was a crazy time. There's a whole generation who comes into the business and is greeted by 2 promotions leaving. It's insane to reflect upon. Absolutely.
It's insane. And you know, the cool thing about Jet is he's one of the greatest dudes you're gonna find.
The best.
Yeah.
You can always count on him as one of the boys. This is almost too nice of an episode.
It was.
Been in it so long that we saw this other promotion rise, and the business has changed so many times.
Yeah. I just think it's so awesome that like there's a crop of guys that a lot of guys actually, to their credit, that made it long enough to experience that, right? It's so great because God, a lot of people you had every reason to quit, right? I mean, goodness gracious, waiting all that time for a deal. It's amazing.
Oh, there's more. I think there's more things popping up, Joe. Get ready.
I'm sure. I'll say this, and we talked about WCW gallows. There are acts in World Championship Wrestling that, while they may never have been, WCW Tag Team Champions, people remember them forever. They're beloved acts. I think the Butcher and the Blade have absolutely been that in AEW. Like, I think in 20 years,
100%.
the fans that grew up on AEW absolutely think very fondly of the Butcher and the Blade. That was an act people remembered and liked, and it was really, really cool act. And hopefully we'll see it back on TV soon.
More in the tank for them, like I always say. But on another day on another podcast, I got a text from random couple of my indie buddies and said it started out with your top your Mount Rushmore of legit brother tag teams, whatever. But then it branched off into me saying the WCW 90s undercard tag teams are the most underrated guys in the history of the business. There were some really good teams in there. Yeah. AEW has a lot of that too because the roster got so big. But I think the Butcher and the Blade go at the top of the underrated teams because, you think Young Bucks and you think FTR and you should. But, I mean, when you come in right underneath of that, dude.
There's depth there for sure. Yeah, and to complete the WCW comp, when Dark was a thing, too, you had yourself like a weekend, worldwide, right? That was the kind of vibe, yeah.
Oh, it had a vibe for sure. That's a 3-hour podcast.
Yep.
Well, Joe, I'm glad again that Bobby Fish has not showed up.
Yeah. Did you see he caught a stray in the Late Night Grins interview of MJF? Did you see this?
I didn't know. Let's see. It
was staggering.
Let's that real quick.
So MJF was talking about a potential Wednesday Night War documentary, and he said you could ask, we have Kyle, Roddy, Swerve, they were all on the other side. He said you couldn't ask Bobby Fish though. And I was thinking, man, this is kind of like a friendly fire situation for me. I don't know how I feel about this,
Well, to talk about that though, Joe, because we talked about it on the podcast, Talking Shop on all pod platforms. But like Late Night Grin, you interviewed MJF.
We did. We had an hour with MJF, and again, as I stressed on the audio, he is obviously is a scumbag, right? We all agree on that much. But he was a great interview. We got in the weeds. We talked, territory TV and Mid-South and all sorts, and it was very, very cool. The response has been great, thankfully. It's very good.
Of course.
Understanding MJF's fandom has made me even more of an MJF fan. I already was. But, I get him. And he made a great quote maybe a month ago, and he was saying that he thought the problem, and I may have said it on Talking Shop Live, he thought the problem with some of the young guys now is they all watch the same stuff. Not that they're not watching, they're not students of the game and whatever. But if everybody watches the same shit, you're destined to repeat it. Yeah. And his point was go back and watch the old shit. And we've all heard it 100 times. What's old is new again. But, man, it is so true. And we see it when we do it and when we try it and we go to these different places. And Machine Gun's great at going, let's do this tonight. And then after we're done, I go, I remember where that came from. But it's the truth, man. There's a whole different way to dress it up. And it's beautiful. Yeah. It feels that way. And that's why he looks so different on that show. I think it's awesome.
Absolutely, yeah.
Hold on a second, Gallows. Hold on.
Don't pay homage to something you weren't a part of, or you will rest in peace.
We always appreciate
the
Undertaker coming in and saying hello to the boys.
I don't know if we do.
Big Mark in the house.
The Orient Express is coming to town, coming down the aisle. Remember them?
Oh shit.
That picture gets me every time.
Guys, we appreciate you. We appreciate you, Joe. Thank you, Joe. What time is it in the UK?
It is very, very late, 4:30 a.m. But we're here.
Holy shit! We appreciate the Blade for hanging out. What a guy!
The best.
I can't wait to have him in here just all the time and just sitting there and just listening to us, just popping because he's a good popper. He got a hell of a pop.
We need the Butcher in with the Blade. I'm for it.
I'd love that. Have him play the guitar. You know what I mean?
Yeah, play some songs for the boys.
Man, and so I got to say real quick before we get out of here, Chet the Jet and the Blade were at my house, and Chet the Jet was still giving heat to the Blade for getting his own car. I said, dude, that shit was 26 years ago, dude. Let it go.
Also, nobody shares a car.
Chet used to call me, talk behind his back, man. You know, can't believe he wants his own car, man. It's crazy. I said, man, you're right, man. I can't believe he's doing that to you.
It's like sharing one pair of pants.
It was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. Guys, Talking Shop, Good Brothers, TALKNSHOP, Good Brothers at gmail.com. Send us emails, please. We'll be in Charleston, South Carolina Sunday. And then, dude, Ashley out in Las Vegas of the Great Falcons Nest. Look for us out there. We will be in Las Vegas all week.
I got a shout out Pierce upstairs who's not gone to bed. He said hello. And my nephew
Pierce.
Blake also not gone to bed. They're listening live. They will not go to bed until I shut this down. Love you both.
I love you guys. Go to bed. We appreciate you. We appreciate the Blade. I appreciate Joe or Joe Holbert for sitting up with us because we just need you. Also, look for the Grunt Gang. The Grunt Gang with Big Mel.
Ganga.
And Daniel Dominguez will drop Sunday on Believe. We got to get Big Mel in here. Is Big Mel on?
Shop Podcast Network is alive and well.
Big Mel kicked himself off. I was trying to get Big Mel in here.
Guys, real quick. We have time for that.
Yeah, we got to get Big Mel in here. There we go.
Whoa, Big Mel. Rastafari Big Mel is in the house.
What up? What up? What up, good people?
Big Mel, did you drink a 100 milligram gimmick tonight?
No, I wasn't on the drink tonight. Wasn't on the drink, but had me a little Pinsky situation going on.
You sparked a little gimmick, did you?
Yeah. Little Benjamin Button there, you know what I'm saying?
All right, look for the. Hey, so Mel, explain the Grunt Gang on Sundays AM on the Talking Shop feed.
Yeah, Grunt Gang Sundays. We're gonna recap. We'll recap Talking Shop, the guest and the live, the guest, and also to recap the live drop, the podcast. The Talking Shop drops every Tuesday. We'll recap all that and
if the Big LG had production woes or not.
Yeah.
If Big LG had production woes,
Never again.
Cat, all that good stuff. Never again
if the
because
cat
we
goes
got good old.
missing.
Yeah, if the cat goes missing, whatever else.
Now, is these welcome in the Grunt Gang?
He's definitely welcome Grunt Gang adjacent.
Adjacent.
It feels like
I don't know. Hey, we're
we're
not kings of cash, bro. I don't know. I don't know if we can if we're on his level, honestly.
Yeah, I don't know if you can be in his gang. I don't know.
He might not have the charisma to be in his gang.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right. I'm
up.
taking my wife to the airport. She's going on she'll be in Las Vegas tomorrow. So if you see a beautiful Vietnamese MILF out there, say hello.
Fire a drink. Don't do anything else, you crazy pricks.
Yeah, no, and next week we'll be in Las Vegas. Come see the boys. Thank you for always supporting Daniel Dominguez. Send the boys out of here.
Boom, son.
Famous Good Brothers!
Show me the light, good brothers.
We are pressing again. Keep up to this mission. This isn't pretend.
Why are the paper towels up so